Hey, what's up everybody? It's your mortgage expert, Brian McCauley here. So you're looking to buy a house in Dallas, Texas, and you literally don't know where to start? Stick around. In this video, I'm going to show you the roadmap to success. So hey guys, now more than ever, the housing market is booming. I know interest rates are up, but you gotta remember, we live in Dallas, Texas. There are a lot of people pouring in, both personally and professionally. Not to mention rent is getting very expensive as well. So people are still buying homes right now at a rapid pace. These rising interest rates are giving people an opportunity to negotiate with sellers and get a property where they couldn't a year ago. But what I want to touch on first is, a lot of times buyers or potential home buyers are flying blind. They don't know what to do first. Do I get a realtor? Do I get pre-qualified? Do I get pre-approved? So in this video, I want to spend a little bit of time kind of showing you the roadmap on the right thing to do. You can do it a couple different ways, but me personally, it's like baking a cake, right? If you're gonna do it, you need to do it right with the right ingredients and follow the steps so the end product will come out perfectly. And for you, as a client, that is making sure that you get the property that you want, but you have a great experience and you close smooth and on time. So first things first, if you're a potential home buyer out there, even a seller right now that's looking to sell their property and buy a new one, the number one step that you gotta do is you gotta get pre-approved up front before you make any moves. Pre-approved, not pre-qualified. A quick difference of those two. Pre-qualified is when you talk to a mortgage institution, you tell them everything about you, but they don't verify the paperwork up front. That's not the way to go. Pre-approval is where you talk to a mortgage advisor, tell them about everything, but provide all the financials needed specific to your scenario. W-2s, tax returns, bank statements, pay stubs, whatever it is. Outside of talking to the mortgage advisor, you need to provide them with the documentation so they can validate it and verify it. Sometimes as a consumer, we think we make a certain amount of income and we tell them one thing, but a lot of times the banks don't use that income. There are a lot of different categories of income: bonus, overtime, commission, rental properties, capital gains, all these things. And so what's on paper and what people tell the bank isn't always the exact same. So you gotta make sure and provide all the documentation up front, get a full pre-approval. So what a full pre-approval will do for you and what will do for your realtor in the marketplace, it'll let them know that you're serious. When you decide to move forward with house hunting and go to make an offer on a contract, the owners are gonna say, hey, are you paying cash? No. Okay, you've got a real solid pre-approval? Yes, here's a copy of the pre-approval. So you gotta make sure and get fully pre-approved up front with a mortgage advisor first. One of the other things the pre-approval is going to do for you as a potential home buyer, it's going to give you your buying power, right? But just because you can buy that much house doesn't mean you should. They should be talking through financial strategy with you. They should be talking through monthly payments, different budgets, cash flow, and they should also put together a couple different total cost analysis on some mortgage options and some price points. Hey, here's what it looks like. It's $600,000, $700,000, $800,000, 5% down, 10% down. So you know all the moving parts to your transaction. You know all the expenses. You know the interest rates. There's no big surprises. So not only are you pre-approved for a certain amount of house, but you know what the end payments and the end result on the rate looks like. So there's no big surprises when it comes time to make offer on the house. So that's step one. Step two, my favorite part, get you with an expert realtor in your area. So a realtor is your best friend. They're some of the hardest working people in the industry. They are experts in the neighborhood. They work night and day to make you happy, to find you the right house, to negotiate the right deal. Step one, connect with a mortgage advisor and get a full pre-approval. Step two, get with an expert realtor, either through the mortgage advisor, one of their people that they use in the area, or maybe somebody that's a friend or family referral. Step three is the fun part, start the house hunting. So when it comes to buying a house, there's no specific time frame in which you have to buy. Buying a house is the biggest investment and the biggest purchase of anyone's life, so it's not something that needs to be rushed. Also, when it comes to buying a property, there are a lot of moving parts with a house. Outside of the house itself and the square footage and the neighborhoods and the schools and the price, there are a lot of things that go on behind the scenes, appraisals and inspections and all these things. And so it takes a lot of time to buy a house the proper way and the correct way, and don't skip any steps. So it's okay to look at 5 houses. It's okay to look at 10. Your realtor is going to be your quarterback in the transaction, and based on what your pre-approval states, based on what your personal parameters are, proximity to work, school for the kids, whatever your particulars are, they're gonna shape all the available properties and the showings around that. So the house hunting is the fun part. Once you and your realtor come across a property that you like, they will discuss with you an offer to figure out, what you think is fair, what you think the terms need to be on the contract, how many days until you close, all those specifics, and of course they'll present the offer to the other side. Sometimes those offers get accepted right away. Sometimes those offers get rejected because there's other people making offers on the house, or sometimes there will be a counter offer. Well, you'll send something out with your realtor. The other side will say, I don't love this, but I'll do it at this price here and there. And then obviously you and your realtor and your family have to discuss if that's a good fit for you. So that's part 3 on the house hunting piece and making an offer. Once you get under contract, part 4 is you kind of get the contract back to me as the mortgage person. So now, okay, you've been pre-approved, we look at some financials, you've gone out with your realtor, they work extra hard for you, you found the house of your dreams, you submitted an offer on a house, they accepted the contract, now the ball's back in my court. Probably takes about 3 weeks from that point on to get you to the finish line and get your keys, and we're gonna finish up with the remainder of the home loan paperwork. So we're gonna update a couple things on your end. We're gonna do a lot of third-party items specific to the property, appraisal, title, homeowner's insurance, and then we'll move forward with some additional mortgage guideline documentation that's needed at that point to kind of finish out the transaction. So it takes about 3 weeks from that point. Just understand that mortgages are extremely regulated. There's a lot of documentation. So I would tell everybody to be proactive and upfront, over-communicate with your mortgage officer and your realtor. The only sure way to make sure that you close smooth and on time with a good experience is to make sure and get the documentation up front and set really good expectations. I find a lot of time with first-time home buyers, the biggest purchase that they ever made in their life is a car, a vehicle. And truth be told, the auto industry has very little regulation. It is very easy to get a car. You can walk on a car lot or to a car dealership and pretty much pick out a car and get financing same day with very little or no documentation. The mortgage industry is the opposite, guys. It's extremely regulated at a high level. There's a lot of documentation. Truth is, if you just do all the paperwork up front, those 2 or 3 weeks after you get under contract shouldn't require too much documentation from you, and also it'll provide you with a great experience because you probably can close smooth and on time and maybe even get to the finish line early, and that's really the right way to buy a house. The last thing you want is to have an extended closing date, have the bank or the mortgage company ask you for documentation 4, 5, 6 times. There's no way around the documentation. You just have to go through it. And so with a great mortgage advisor up front and a great realtor up front, they will set that expectation. Just know they're always on your side. We're here to help you, make you happy, and close your transaction. So that is the roadmap to success. Hopefully this has been helpful. If you found this video valuable, do me a favor, like, subscribe, share with somebody else that needs to know this information. If you've got a question, do me a favor, leave a comment below. Myself or the team, I promise we'll get back to you. Or if you just want to set up a consultation to talk about your financial future, do us a favor. Call us, email us, text us. We're always here to help. Until next time, stay tuned.